All right, guys. So there has been a lot of confusion, a lot of statements, and a lot of information being spread about the PvP event. That was speculation. So Gina, Rich, and Wheeler went live to clear some things up. I had one big question, and it didn't get answered directly, but indirectly, I think we got our answer to that question. And I've been trying to think about how to put my thoughts together about this whole situation since it was announced, since it came out in the PTS, and I think this is overall my feeling about it, right? I can't get too invested into it. It's a test. And I want to, like, part of me wants to go in there and work out what the best build is. And maybe we will do this for the live test. But I wanted to go in there and work all this stuff out and all of this. But then the other part of my brain is like, all this testing and working for what, a week? And that's it? Like, so part of me struggling to get invested into this, and I think a lot of people are going to have a similar problem. And that leads me into the one question I had, and I think the answer is going to make a lot of people not very happy. And that is that the other campaigns definitely seem to be locked during this whole week. Now, they didn't answer this directly, but this is what they said.
That's the other thing too. We need a downtime for the campaigns to get spun back up,
Hmm.
uh, and that's one. Sorry, spun down and then spun up. Like to be completely safe, we need the downtime for that. Like
Right.
we can always fire off a campaign like we have during like mid year where we're like, okay, launching a new campaign's okay, but whenever we got to close one, we absolutely need downtime for the proper processes to run to ensure rewards get gifted and all that stuff. And in both of the cases of the campaign going up and coming down, like we're gonna need to spin down the other campaigns, spin this one up, and then flip that. So
Hmm.
that's why we're looking at a Monday to Monday when we usually have that type of downtime.
So from that, it definitely seems like it will. They have to spin down the other servers, spin the new one up, and then do the vice versa. So it definitely seems like they are taking the locking the other servers while this test goes on. And I think this is going to have a few problems for ZOS because one, I don't think this is something that people are going to play multiple days or even throughout the whole week. Now, there might be the odd player that enjoys it, and I could be wrong. We don't know what the large scale combat looks like with the basic skills we have. There is a small chance it could be really fun and everyone has a blast for that week, but I don't see that. I think most people are going to log in, have a look at the new skills, and then within an hour or so, they're going to be pretty damn bored and they're probably going to move on. The issue of locking the other campaigns for a whole week is twofold. One, you piss people off that want to just PvP like they normally do. And secondly, you're spreading that time out over a whole week, so the chances of you having peak numbers at any one given time is a lot lower. Because, as I said, most people, probably myself included, a lot of other ESO streamers, and just friends of mine have also commented that they're probably only going to play a day or two, and that's it, because it isn't that interesting. It just isn't. And then even if you do get interested in it, it's gone in a week anyway. So I think they would have been better off doing this over a weekend or over a 2 day period. And a lot of people would have showed up in that 2 day period, and you probably would have seen the most highest numbers you possibly could, with the added advantage of not really pissing your player base off, because people can get over 2 days. Like, log into the PTS or the test live one day and then go do something else the next day. It's a fair bit different than not being able to play the game you want to play the way you want to play it for a whole week. So, I mean, I'm not overly too fussed personally, but I can see why people will get annoyed, and people don't like when you take away options that they've had. And this is always an issue with game developers. Now, I want to have a little rant, and this isn't necessarily Zos directly, but just the gaming industry and software industry as a whole. Lately, it has become common for us, the public or the customer, to be the beta testers or the alpha testers for their software. And even in some examples, like Ashes of Creation, you're paying to be a beta tester. And these are things that companies used to pay people to do. Like, that's the way it was for a very long time. And then if a gaming company did have a beta or an alpha they wanted you to test, you generally didn't pay for it because you're doing them a favor. The the world we live in now, like Microsoft with Windows does this. They sacked a lot of their QA testers and just let the public test it. It's it's irritating, and obviously Zos is doing it too, which is irritating. I wish we would stop going down this route, but I think it's too late. Like microtransactions in mobile games and stuff, it's just gone too far to be stopped. So yeah, let's just keep an open mind at this stage and see how this goes moving forward and all of that stuff. I will be very intrigued to see if they can hit that 16, 1800 peak number that they're aiming for. I think they're going to struggle. I think they would have struggled to get that if they did it over a 2 day window instead of a week window. But maybe I'll be very surprised. Maybe the intrigue from a lot of old players are enough to bring them back. But that leads into another issue, is they're coming back to test something that is going to probably leave them with not a very good taste in their mouth. And let's be real, that's not really Zos's fault. That's just the way human nature is. We're very quick to judge things. So hopefully we can kind of keep an open mind and wait and see. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. I would like to be proved wrong. Anyway, guys, I love yous. I'll catch you next one. Peace.